Hello everyone and welcome back to Killershrewfan's Killer Toy Reviews, and today we will be taking a look at the Quest for Indominus Rex pack from Mattel. This item was offered at Walmart during Black Friday for a retail price of $40, and now in some Walmarts it's already on sale for as low as $20, and for that price point, what you are getting is an absolute steal. I mean, even for the box art alone, it is just gorgeous stuff. It's unlike anything that Mattel has ever shown us before in terms of the overall amount of sort of design work that went into it. As you can see, you've got the Mosasaurus emerging from the depths to devour the sub, which is coming in to take the rib from the Indominus Rex. And you can see the sub through a little plastic window, which is also cool. But yeah, the box art is just absolutely phenomenal on this thing. It also features all the details we've come to know and love, the Jurassic World logo, the bars of the cage, Owen in blue down in the bottom left corner, a 3+ years warning, and here you can see Quest for Indominus Rex written in several languages across the bottom, and in the lower left, or excuse me, right corner, you can see all of the items that come in this playset. You've got the Submarine, a Mercenary, a Mosasaurus, and of course the big selling point of this playset, an Indominus Rex skeleton. The back of the box features larger diagrams of what all comes in the playset, including the Submarine here, which has light-up features and has a figure that you can put inside of it. It is articulated, it floats, and it can be submerged. A lot of playability comes with this Submarine, and I'm sure kids are going to love it. The Mosasaurus here is the same Mosasaurus diagram that we have seen on the other boxes and everything, but then of course the big selling point, you've got the Indominus Rex skeleton, which is exclusive to this playset. The top right corner reminds you to get the Jurassic World Facts app so you can download a digital copy of any dinosaurs that you should buy and learn all sorts of facts and take all sorts of quizzes on them, so it's a good learning pair with the toys. The bottom left corner features all the dinosaurs that can be bought as well as this. It's mostly the blind bag dinosaurs with a few of the mini RC vehicles that are available at this time. But yeah, that's everything else that's advertised on this box. So that is all there is to the box aspect of this playset, and like I was saying, it is absolutely awesome. Completely unlike anything Mattel has given us before, and totally worth the $20 just to have this for display. But this one is not being kept for display. Oh no. We are opening this one up and giving you guys a closer look at its contents. So bear with me here. I can't really see what I'm doing. Okay, so on the back here you got some tape. On this side we're just going to do it this way. Snip. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and unbag and put together this Mosasaurus for you guys, because that's something I did not get to do during my Mosasaurus review. If you recall, I ordered a second one that had already been opened, so let's go ahead and do that for you right here and right now. I honestly want to see how this thing goes together. Real quick, I went ahead and brought in the old Mosasaurus model, the one that we reviewed on the channel, and that was the one on the right there, just to see if these two were really the same, and I can honestly say that yes they are. I was hoping there might be some sort of subtle variation, but there really isn't, and because of that, we are not going to be going in depth with our look at the Mosasaurus model. Instead, I will just go ahead and put a link in the description, so that way if you wanted to have a closer look and hear our thoughts on the Mosasaurus, you can go check out our old review of that toy. But overall, just to sum it up, this is an awesome toy, and if you can get it for $30 or $40 plus everything else, that is a complete steal. And let alone if you get it for $20, come on, like, that's amazing. Plus everything else that you get. Absolutely incredible deal for such an awesome toy, and then all the extra stuff that you get. But yeah, really the same thing. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the Submarine. Alright, taking a quick look at the Submarine here. I don't really collect the vehicles, so I don't really know what all to talk about with this one, but for what it is, it's really what we see in the movie. The shape is correct, all of the sort of additional features such as the lights, the jets, the arms, all of that seems pretty accurate to the film, and then you've also got a nice Jurassic World logo on the side there. But overall, yeah, I think it's really cool that Mattel has given us a toy that is just so incredibly screen accurate to its film counterpart, and with all the extra additional features, I think that this is an awesome toy that kids are going to love. In terms of the articulations, it's really all in the arms here. You got a spinning buzz saw, and then the hand here can go clippy, clippy, clippy. And then, of course, they've got the joints that can be moved and rotated in the elbow and sort of connecting points. The top can also be popped open, and you can remove the figure inside. This is, of course, the same mercenary that comes with the mini Dimorphodon human pack. And it's a shame that they didn't go ahead and introduce a new figure to add to the exclusive nature of this box set. I wish they had, but it's the same articulation. You can rotate the head around, the arms go in and out, up and down, and the elbows are jointed. You can rotate the waist, the knees can bend, and the thighs can be folded out. But it's still just a shame that they chose to give us the same figure. I wish they had added a new character, such as the one of the gentlemen in the sub, or the guy in the yellow jacket on the mainland, but they chose to just do a repack of an old Merc, which is unfortunate. But it is really cool that you can just fit him right back into that sub, and you could even throw in a second one if you see fit, and then you can just close that right up, and he fits right in there. So it's so cool to have a vehicle that you can actually put human figures in as part of the set, and I think kids are going to have a lot of fun recreating the scene from Fallen Kingdom. And I think collectors, if you're into the vehicles, you're going to love this thing. Also, area of note, you can slide out these sort of floating tubes in the back. Oops, pop that one clean open. I assume that's for the whole submerging effect. You can remove those, that way it sinks, but then if you put them back, since they are full of air, that would make them float, I guess. I think that's the whole idea behind it. I could be wrong, but yeah, those can be removed. And then also the light up feature. I turned off my review light here, and as you can see, it glows a blue tone, and it does have different sort of settings for it. It can kind of do this sort of flashing mode here, or it can do the steady glow, and then it can fade and sort of flicker, just a steady flash, all that stuff. A lot of different options, and it is really cool. I can see kids having a lot of fun with this. And the fact that Mattel has given us such an awesome vehicle really deserves to be commended. Like I said, I don't really collect them, but it's still cool. All right, let's move on to the main selling point, the Indominus Rex. So here is our Indominus Rex, free from that cardboard restraint, and as you can see, this thing is awesome. It is just awesome. I mean, the sculptural details are so incredible. It has this sort of rough, sandy texture, and then Mattel went and saddled it with a paint job that really makes it look like actual bone. The skull is just gorgeous. All the sculptural details, the individually sculpted teeth. They went and added the Indominus sort of eye ridges, which is so cool. It looks like the skeleton from the movie. And then you can see all of the individual vertebrae, the rib cage, all of it looks so incredibly anatomically correct for an action figure with very little reference to go off of. I mean, I get that we have it in the movie, but still, there's not like, to my knowledge, there's not like actual official like Indominus Rex diagram blueprints that Mattel could pull from, but they went and made this anatomically accurate toy that can be posed. It's just so cool. The arms, the tibia and the fibia, they're there. The wrist bones, they're all there. The scapula has been addressed. It's just so incredibly cool to look at. The fact that they crammed all of those details into this model. There you can see the feet, all of the individual bones in the toe, the ankle, the femur. I guess that's not the femur. The femur there. It's just all so beautiful. And then the pelvis. It's the fact that it just looks so incredibly organic for a toy is just awesome. Mattel deserves praise for this thing. It is so beautiful. Look at that. It looks just like the movie version, and it looks anatomically accurate, and it comes with all of these points of articulation, so that way you can adjust the pose, which, as you can see, I have it in this roaring position, but the jaw can be closed, the head can be twisted around, the neck can move up and down. It is on a ratchet. It is ratcheted, so that way it has kind of a locking point and it doesn't wear out the joints over time. The arms can be rotated. The only issue I have with the arms is that they don't have an elbow joint. I think that would have given us a lot more posing options, but they can go in and out, up and around, and honestly, for that amount of articulation, I think that's really cool. The spine at the base of the pelvis there can be rotated up and down and around. The legs can be moved at the knee, forward and back, and at the ankle. I will say you should be careful in these areas. I have seen a lot of people saying that they do break kind of easily. So I would say exercise a little caution when working with the legs. As far as the tail articulation go, it is on another ratcheted joint and has it sort of locked in positions, but it can be rotated around and moved up and down. And all of these posing points give a lot of posing options. For example, here you have this sort of aggressive roaring stance with a nice wide Indominus Rex roar going on. Here you can see it kind of laying on the bottom of the seabed, just like in the Mosasaurus lagoon in the opening of Fallen Kingdom, and the fact that you can get that so pitched perfectly with this toy is awesome. And then for my personal favorite, you've got the attack pose. The Indominus Rex, when she's down on all fours, letting out a mighty roar with her jaw nice and wide, and the fact that you can just get that pose so well with this toy just makes me so happy. In terms of the overall size of this Indominus Rex skeleton, I will say it is much larger than I ever anticipated it to be. That being said, we're going to go ahead and bring in the trusty dusty tape measure and give you guys an exact measurement. Bear in mind it can vary depending on how you choose to pose it. So we stood her up just as tall as she will go, and from the tip of the tail to the front of the snout, you're looking at right around 20 inches. And then I can't read the centimeters, I'm afraid. I'm too far away. I can't make it out. And then from the base all the way to the highest point, you're looking at right around 14 inches off the ground. Again, sorry, I can't quite make out the centimeters. I had to move my camera back to fit her in frame. And even now, she is pushing the limits of our review space. For a quick size comparison, we're going to go ahead and bring in the Ceratosaurus Roarivore, recently reviewed as part of Killershrewfan's 12 Days of Reviews. Link is in the description for that, but as you can see, the Indominus Rex absolutely squashes this Ceratosaurus in terms of the size. And the Ceratosaurus is pretty similar to the other Roarivores in terms of its overall size, so you can hopefully get a good idea of the size to expect out of the Indominus Rex. And now for the companion piece of this set, we have got the Mosasaurus, and I gotta say, these two size up very well next to each other. If the Indominus Rex is a little big or even a little small, it's barely noticeable. These two have such a good size in comparison to their film counterparts that even if it is a little off, I don't even notice it, which is so incredibly awesome. And they look so cool next to each other. I mean, oh, Mattel, thank you so much for this. This just brings me so much joy. It was such an awesome scene in Jurassic World, and the fact that they gave us a playset to recreate it is just awesome. And finally, for size comparison, I do not have the Hasbro iteration of the Indominus Rex, so instead here it is next to the Extreme Chomping Legacy Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I think these two size up very well next to each other. It's pretty accurate with the fossil. Unfortunately, the Indominus Rex would be bigger with all of her muscles and fatty tissues and skin and all that stuff, so she would be much, much bigger than this Extreme Chomping Legacy Collection T-Rex, but together they work, and if you had the Thrash and Throw in here, it would work pitch perfectly, even with all of the musculature added to the Indominus Rex. I mean, the sizing, how these two size up with each other is just so awesome. And then, you know, the Thrash and Throw would size up so well to an Indominus Rex in the scale of this skeleton, which is just commendable on Mattel's part. Well, everyone, there you have it. That's going to do it for our look at the Quest for Indominus Rex playset by Mattel. Overall, this thing is awesome. From a value standpoint and from a content standpoint, it is just incredible. The fact that this retailed for $40 on Black Friday and is now down to about $20 in some areas, it's a steal. That's all there is to it. You get the $30 Mosasaurus toy plus all this extra stuff for $40 or in some cases $20. Like, what more could you want? Plus the exclusive Indominus Rex skeleton, which is just a fantastic addition to anyone's collection and to the toy line in general. This is an incredible value and an incredible playset at that. In fact, I think I'm going to give this thing a solid 9 out of 10, and I highly recommend picking it up, if only for the Indominus Rex skeleton, or if you haven't gotten the Mosasaurus yet, now is your chance, because it's the exact same Mosasaurus from the original toy line. And even if you're a mint-in box collector and you don't want to open it up, just for the box art alone, I think this is an incredible, incredible addition to the collection. As always, I would love to hear what you guys think of this playset. Did you go out and pick it up on Black Friday? Do you have any plans to? What are your thoughts on the Indominus Rex skeleton? Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments section below. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to our review today. If you enjoyed it, don't be afraid to let us know by hitting that like button. And don't forget to subscribe on the way out. We got a couple more days of Killer Shrew Fans Killer Toy reviews coming your way. And let me tell you, day 12, it's going to be a big one, so stay tuned for that. Alright, thanks again so much for tuning in today, and that's going to do it for us today. Killer Shrew Fan, out.